Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. Today's program begins in the kitchen. With Valentine's Day approaching, one of the ways you can show your love to that special someone is with food. So to get us started, Across the Fence's Marco Ayala shares a recipe that you and your sweetheart can enjoy with an emphasis on the heart.
Hi, I'm Marco Ayala, and I'm here to share another recipe with all of you. We're already in February. It's hard to believe, isn't it? And of course, love is in the air. We're getting ready for Valentine's Day. And if you are having a night in with your sweetheart, because we're still social distancing, well, I have the perfect recipe for you. Pasta carbonara, I think, is a perfect date night meal because it's rich, it's creamy, it's angel hair pasta with pancetta and peas, and it's just so good. However, it's also very heavy, so it can be a little heavy on the fat. So if you're also caring for your sweetheart's heart, I have a perfect substitution for you. And it's a low-fat pasta carbonara that substitutes the pancetta, which can be very fatty and very high in sodium, with turkey bacon, which is a really nice alternative, but still adds a lot of flavor. So let me show you pasta carbonara with turkey bacon. And let me show you how I made it. The first thing you're gonna do is add 2 eggs, 1 cup Parmesan cheese, and half a teaspoon garlic powder in a medium bowl. And then you're gonna whisk them until well combined and set it aside. Then, in a large skillet, you're gonna get your turkey bacon ready. Set your bacon in a pan and cook it until it's crispy on both sides or golden brown. I like to cook it at a lower heat so it becomes really nice and crispy. Then you're gonna transfer it from your pan to some paper towels and you're gonna blot all the fat out of there. And if you notice, really there is very little fat in turkey bacon. That's what makes it a better option for your heart. Now you're gonna cook your pasta according to the package directions. However, what I like to do is add about 6 cups of water to a pot, some kosher salt, and a little bit of olive oil to prevent the pasta from sticking together. Once the water starts boiling, you're gonna add your angel hair pasta. And you want to keep an eye on your pasta because angel hair pasta is so thin that it cooks very fast, so it doesn't take much time to get it al dente. About 5 to 6 minutes. Once your pasta is cooked, it's time to drain it. Using a colander, drain your pasta, but remember to reserve 1/4 cup of the pasta water so you can add it later to make your pasta really creamy. And now you have to act fast because you have to return your pasta onto the pot that you were cooking it in as long as it's away from the heat. And you're gonna add your mixture, your Parmesan and egg mixture into the pasta, and you're slowly going to start stirring it. You will notice that the Parmesan mixture starts becoming creamy, and the egg is really just going to cook with the heat from the pasta. Make sure your sauce doesn't curdle, and if you notice that it's starting to curdle because the egg is cooking too fast, make sure to add some of the pasta water to make it creamier. At this point, you're going to add your crumbled bacon to the pasta, as well as 1 cup to 1.5 cups peas. And you're going to mix it well. And presto, your dinner is ready. So serve it immediately and it's ready to be enjoyed. And trust me, this is a recipe that is going to be a hit on that romantic date. However, what would be a nice date without dessert, right? So for something extra special, I decided to make jellied champagne dessert. Oh, and let me tell you, this is not only beautiful, but it is also good for you. if you could believe it. So look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? And you're going to be surprised that this is so easy to make and probably with ingredients that you already have in your pantry. So let me tell you how I put this together. You're going to start by adding 2 cups cold grape juice and 1 envelope gelatin into a small saucepan. Mix it well, and now bring it over to the stove where you're going to heat it on low heat until the gelatin is completely dissolved. You are now going to add 2 tablespoons sugar, and you're going to keep stirring until it's completely dissolved. You're going to transfer the gelatin mixture to a large bowl, and you're going to slowly stir in some champagne or some club soda with more grape juice. And then you're going to add it to either wine glasses or champagne flutes. And after you add your gelatin mixture, drop in some strawberries or raspberries, or really any fruit of your choice. However, I think raspberries look really nice, and doesn't that scream Valentine's Day? Once your glasses are full and decorated, you're going to put them in the fridge until the gelatin mixture is almost set. And the secret to the foam that tops the dessert that really makes it look like champagne is really that you're going to reserve some of the liquid and you're going to blend it until it becomes foamy. Top your glasses with the foam and put it back in the fridge. And once the gelatin is completely set, they're going to look just like this. And isn't this really pretty? I mean, it really looks like there's fizz in there. And you can also substitute the grape juice with sparkling grape juice, which is what I use, because it's slightly sweeter and it adds a little more fizz around the fruit. If you look at the close-up, doesn't that look really amazing? And it's just that easy to have a whole meal that is good for yourself, for your sweetheart, and for your heart. And remember to follow Across the Fence on social media. Follow us on Twitter, add us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the latest updates directly on your inbox or your phone. And now I am just going to set the mood and have a wonderful dinner. Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you, Marco. And a reminder that you can find our recipe archives on the Across the Fence website. The archives go back more than a decade, so you'll find plenty of other Valentine's Day recipes. Our next segment focuses on Vermont's Civil War history. In cities and towns across our state, there are monuments and other memorials that bear the names of those who died in the war. A few years ago, historian Howard Coffin took us across the state to commemorate the fallen soldiers. Here's Howard.
The towns that were hit hardest by the Civil War here in Vermont erected the first memorials. Here in Derby Line, this monument was erected on October 31st, 1866. Two speakers at the dedication, Josiah Grout, veteran of the Vermont Cavalry, soon to be governor, and a man named B.H. Steele, who said, 53 of the soldiers of our town lost their lives in the great work, and such lives, young, ardent, promising lives, around which clustered our fond hopes and tender aspirations. The monument has a plaque listing the names of all the soldiers from Derby who served. There are stars beside the names of those who died. There are many stars. One of Vermont's most intricate Civil War memorials stands here on the green in Coventry, dedicated in 1912, and made not of stone, but of metal. It has the likenesses of George Dewey, the hero of Manila Bay, who won a Medal of Honor in the Civil War at Vicksburg, of Abraham Lincoln and George Garrison Stannard, heroes of Gettysburg, and of Ulysses Grant. It also has the names of major battles. And there's a quotation on this monument that I like. "'Tis a rough land of rock and stone and tree, where breathes no castle lord nor cabin slave, where thoughts and hands and tongues are free, and friends will find a welcome, foes a grave. Brattleboro's Civil War monument on the north side of the village in the town common is one of Vermont's finest. Atop it, a Union soldier looks south toward the old battlefields. The monument is from a grateful town honoring the 385 Brattleboro men who served. It includes a plaque bearing the state seal, a list of many of the major battles in which Vermonters fought, and also there are the healing words of Lincoln from the second inaugural address, with malice toward none, with charity to all. Woodstock honored its 289 veterans by putting an eagle-topped monument by the village school. Years went by and the veterans decided it wasn't adequate, so they put up a new one in Tribou Park on the east end of town. It was dedicated on Memorial Day 1909. 1,500 people were present to see 30 young women in white dresses pull the flag off the great edifice, while the old veterans gave 3 cheers and a tiger. Roar! The monument honored Woodstock soldiers who had fought from Big Bethel to Appomattox, Big Bethel being the first battle of the war in which Woodstock troops had fought. The Woodstock monument faces due east. Vermont monuments to the Civil War face in any direction, north, south, east, and west. Confederate monuments almost all face north, so as not to have their backs to the Yankees. But the Union won the war. Vermonters didn't care which way they looked.
Thank you, Howard. And once again, thank you for joining us across the fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. Stay well.